So, Tommy, now to discuss about Asian culture. Are the majority of your friends white or Asian?
Oh, majority of my friends are Asian, all the way.
Which world has been rewarding?
Rewarding, I'd say, honestly, I'd say depends on how you play it, right? Because there's two different cultures, two different ways you could play it. The American culture, like the way that you get rewards is like, I feel like it's like short-term reward, right? You get your rewards short-term. You complete a task, you get it done, have a good night. But the Asian culture is like long-term. They want you to be doctor, they want you to be lawyer. Hey, that takes some time, man. So
Which world has been more challenging?
challenging. I'd say the Asian culture. Asian culture definitely has been more challenging because of, the long term. You don't see the success right now, but like in the long term it might pay out. You never know. Might get sick, but hey, Asian remedies, Tiger Balm, they got you.
What are some pros about Asian culture?
Somewhat.
Some pros
Some
about.
pros about Asian culture.
Yes, sir.
I'd say the cost of living. Like in Vietnam, if you go to Vietnam, you can get like a bowl of pho for like 30 cents. Over here is like $12. Kind of outrageous, but hey, it is what it is.
What are some cons about Asian culture?
Cons. I'd have to say like their social status. The Asian people, they have social status. I don't want to say the Asian people as in like, placing people in groups because, hey, but their social status is like you either are that person or you're not. And like if you're not, then you're just trying to be that person. So it's difficult over there.
So, even though you guys are all about community, which is a
Mhm.
pro, some of the cons would be that you guys can be competitive.
Exactly. Exactly. The competitiveness. Because like everyone wants to be the top dog. And so if you're not the top dog, you get eaten by the top dog because dog eats dog.
So
I
it's
know that.
like, even if you're a lawyer, you got to be the best lawyer.
Yes,
If you're a doctor, you got to be the best lawyer.
exactly.
There's
Yeah.
no resting ground. You just got to compete more.
Yeah.
Have you ever visited Vietnam?
Oh, multiple times. I've been to Vietnam like last year. It was like my seventh time, I think. But I love it over there. It's nice.
Would you ever live over there?
I wouldn't say live over there because they're still communists. So I like my rights. So, America's great.
Tell me about the geography of Vietnam.
Oh, one thing I see in Vietnam, right? Flat. It's like flat plains. You see the little farmer rice hat. It might seem kind of racist in movies, but hey, it's true. You have people squatting, picking up, little rice fields. Hey, that's their dinner, man. You can't hate on their grind.
Are there, like, how's the landscape? Are there mountains? Are there hills?
Yeah, there's mountains. I mean, the northern part, that's where the mountains are, right? The southern part, that's where like the flatlands and, rice paddies, all that.
What are some common stereotypes that comes with being Asian?
Common stereotypes with being Asian. A common stereotype that I see a lot in Asian culture is mathematics. I am awful at math ever since a kid, but a lot of my Asian friends, they were great at it, but maybe I didn't study hard enough. I was just, hooping all the time, but hey.
So I'm gonna go through some stereotypes and you tell me whether they're facts or they're myths.
Oh, okay.
So Asians being bad drivers.
Okay, that's a fact.
That's a fact.
Okay, wait, okay. I take it back. Okay, it might not be a fact because some of the best drifters like you see in movies, Tokyo Drift, they were Asian, but I say for the common majority from Asia, like from like being born in Asia and then going over to the United States, when they first like start to drive, it's kind of like different because like the roads there and the roads here is like way different. So all the rules and laws and all that stuff, like stay in your lane, but they don't stay in their lane over there. Like they hog. So
What about Asian parents forcing their kids to play the instruments?
I say that's true too because like what I said earlier, like the hierarchy is like, oh, he might be a doctor, but can he play piano? He can't. But my son, he's a doctor and he can play piano.
You ever seen Hangover?
Yes, I have, bro.
I believe it was the third film.
Third.
When
Oh yeah, the Asian guy that got his finger cut off.
yeah.
Oh wait. Oh, that might be some spoilers. Is that okay or?
Oh no. I think that's what happened in the movie. He had but do you remember the dad's reaction?
Yeah.
Because I think the dad was upset because his son-in-law, who was gonna marry his daughter,
Hmm.
allowed his son to get his son cut off, and the son was like, "Well, he was a genius, right? He played the instrument." So
Yeah.
is that a thing with Asian households?
I don't think it's that bad, but like the way that movies are, they try to explode on things and,
What about the stereotype of you're disowned from this family if you bring a A minus or below home?
Okay, so that's kind of like a exaggeration, but I do think that that's true, where like they cast you out if you do something so bad that, they don't seem fit to their cultural standards. Because, when the Asian people live, right, they don't live just for themselves, they live for the culture around them. I think that depends on the family, right? Because some Asian families, they still live on the Asian stereotype of like, if you don't make me proud, then, I cast you away. But most of the time, that's not true nowadays. But I don't know. I never got kicked out. I always brought home A minuses all the time, maybe even less. But,
I remember I have a friend who told me that he was on the basketball team in high school, and there was one Asian friend that was also on the team. And that one Asian friend, I guess there was a class where he had a B plus, and I guess the mom went up to the coach and told him he can't be on the team no more.
Oh yeah, no, I believe that. Yeah, because like if they see you having a good time, but your grades are like not top tier, they're not gonna make you have a good time anymore.
But let's say it was a hard class. Let's say it was like calculus, and it's a B plus in calculus. That's really an A. But I guess the mom just felt the need to just go grab him, like fun time is over.
Yeah, I mean it's either black or white, man. Like, A, you either get your grades done, or B, you don't get your grades done. Hey, why you having so much fun on the court, man? How can you make a 3-pointer shot right there, but not get 3 extra points on your chemistry test? I mean, come on, man. Hey, that's how they are.
Would you agree that some of those stereotypes that non-Asian people see, like myself, some of those stereotypes we see can have some truth to them?
Oh yeah, for sure, man. The stereotypes are that's why they're stereotypes for a reason.
How are Vietnamese people different from other Asian groups?
I say they're shorter. Like I know that like the Vietnamese, they have like a really short population, but that doesn't stop them from hooping and getting the job done. Because I've played some basketball over there. They're serious about it. They're trying to be the next Yao Ming, but a little bit smaller.
You played basketball in Vietnam?
Yeah.
Were you the nicest one out there?
No, because hey, I know I talk a lot about basketball, but I'm really not that good at basketball. Because like, I just got into it, man. Like, give me some time. Give me some time. Not everyone's LaMelo Ball, Chino Hills. I mean, come on.
I like the confidence. How did the Asian community react when Jeremy Lin had his run in New York Knicks?
Oh, they were going crazy. The Asian people loved it. Like, if you see an Asian on the court, automatic Jeremy Lin. They just call him Lin. Oh, he's about to go crazy. Hey, pass it to Jeremy Lin over there. Hey, he might make the bucket, he might not, but at the end of the day, he's still Jeremy Lin.
I don't know if you know this, but supposedly,
Hmm?
Amara Stoudemire, who was a player on the Knicks, a teammate of Jeremy Lin, he said when Jeremy Lin was balling, the way he was balling during that Knicks run, he said, he didn't give a name, but he said there was a superstar on that team that was low-key jealous. Linsanity. That's what it was called?
Yeah, Linsanity, yeah.
He said he wasn't trying to give the name, but he was like, there was a player on that team. He's a future Hall of Famer on that team. He was like that. He's seen Jeremy Lin balling. He's like, yo, I can't have this guy take over. Yeah. Do you know who the player is?
No, I have no idea who the player is.
It's Carmelo.
Carmelo?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense now. Yeah. That is a Carmelo thing to say, though.
How did you guys react when Jeremy Lin won a ring with the Raptors?
Oh, that was crazy. Jeremy Lin with the Raptors. I mean, my family doesn't really follow basketball, but hey, I count that as a win for the Asian people.
I just like how he went to Harvard.
Yeah. Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he went to Harvard.
What?
Yeah, he went to Harvard. I forgot what he got a degree in, and then went to the league, won a championship, and I think he did his thing. Did his thing.
Hey, that goes back to the Asian stereotype right there.
It's like he satisfied his parents and he went out and did his own thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the movie Crazy Rich Asians?
I have not, but I do know some crazy Asians and some rich Asians, but the crazy ones definitely go crazy.
Because I never seen the movie, but I heard about it, and it's basically people are saying how it it either broke Asian stereotypes or reinforced it. I mean, people just had
Mm,
different reviews, but it was basically like these rich Asians that were kind of just like balling. You know, I guess they were just like rich.
yes.
So, do you know any French that's seen the movie?
No.
Okay. How did you react to the racisms that Asians went through during 2021, 2022?
Mm, it was kind of crazy to be honest. A lot of Asian people, then they got hurt. Like there was like some guy in Lawrenceville that got hurt, right? I remember there was like I think a restaurant worker or something, but he got beat for like just being Asian. And I'm gonna say that I'm pretty lucky because I don't look fully Asian, so I can just wear some sunglasses and maybe a face mask, and hey, I'll be good. But shout out to all the Asian people out there that took the beating.
So, no, but we don't want that either. We don't
Yeah,
want
oh yeah,
that.
yeah, of course, yeah,
We
yeah,
don't want
yeah.
that.
Hey, I'm not trying to implicate go beating on Asian people, but I'm saying those that that went through that. Shout out to you guys.
So, do you know any were you impacted? Were your family members impacted by what was happening? Because I've heard stories. I have a friend who lives in Seattle, and he was telling me it was like the West Coast, because the West Coast has a big Asian population. He
Yeah.
said Asians were getting beat on like pretty good out there. So I
Wow.
just don't know how it was like in Georgia, like in the South. So, but you don't know anyone personally that was affected.
No, not personally. I mean, it's been pretty chill here.
Okay.
I live in a pretty big Asian community.
Mhm.
Well, it's not that big, but all my neighbors, like, they're like three Asian people, and then they're like the rest are like Hispanic people. But we all live along. We have taco night, and then we also have bom rio night. Bom rio is like an Asian dish, my
I gotta
favorite.
ask you something. So,
Hmm?
are Indians considered Asian?
I believe so. Yeah, I think yeah, Indians are Asians because they're in Asia, but it's just like southern. So it's like a different culture, but they're still considered Asian, right? Like you'd say Mexico, it's not the same as United States, but they're still North America. Same thing with Canada. Americans are not the same as Canadians, but
So,
since they're like together, they're kind of
so if an Indian was in a room full of Asians, and if the speaker said, "Raise your hand if you're Asian," and that Indian raised his hand along with all the other Asians, would the Asians in that room look at that Indian like, "Whoa, what are you doing?"
no, for sure not. Yeah.
Another question, personal questions. Why do Asians, and I've seen it with Indians too, why do they live close to each other?
Oh, I
Like
don't
if
know.
there's an Indian household, that next household is most likely going to be Indian, or the household across from them is going to be Indian. I noticed that. Like,
Hmm.
is there a reason why?
I think people just want to be like around the same culture as others. It makes things easier. Like you knock on their door, hey, I need some extra, seasoning, whatever, and they have the same thing. But if you knock on like I don't know, John Smith's door, which is a white guy, but you knock on his door, he's probably not gonna have the same seasoning, probably not the same flavor, different culture, different thing.
What are some lessons that you learned from the towns you visited Vietnam?
It's like some lessons that I've learned from visiting like different towns in Vietnam. I've noticed that like something that you hold so valuable could like means something completely different to someone else. Like I remember going to like Dalat. It's like a northern part of Vietnam. Not too northern. It's like northern for southern people. But they love strawberries, right? And so like a box of like just strawberries would cost them like 20, 30, $40. When over here you can get a box for like, under $15. And so that's crazy. And they love the strawberries.
They love strawberries in Vietnam?
Well, specifically that part.
Oh, that part.
Yeah, because they grow strawberries there. That's like the perfect temperature, perfect area to grow strawberries. So that's like their main thing.
Okay. So, like long-term effects that visiting Vietnam had on you, like did you start appreciating things more like like the United States has so and so, and whenever you go back to Vietnam, you see that resources are kind of scarce?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
All the time. I mean, over there, they still have like the communist stuff. So like they still have like communist flags flying everywhere and there's like no free speech and all that stuff. And, I like to talk a lot. So I love the power of free speech.
So there's no First Amendment right over there.
No.
Okay.
You talk bad about the government, they're going to get you.
Okay. So even a podcast like this conducted over there, like we're gonna get beheaded.
Well, maybe not beheaded, but maybe imprisonment for like 18 years. So I might be exaggerating a little bit, but I do know that there's this big amusement park, right? It's called Dynam, And the owner of that place, a lady, was talking bad about the government one time, and they threw her in jail for like years. I don't know how long. I don't know if she's still out, but it's a fun amusement park though. I like it.
How much do you hold on to your Asian values?
Oh, a lot. I hold a lot. I mean, like the way I speak and the way I talk is kind of like Americanized. Like this, like you don't really see a lot of Asian people talk like this, but that's because I've learned to like integrate it kind of. But like I still hold a lot of the core Asian beliefs.
Can you state some similarities and differences between Asians and Asian Americans?
Asians and Asian Americans.
Like the ones that are really Asian versus the ones that kind of came here and blended their values with Western.
Yes. Okay. So a big difference, right? Maybe not a lot of people know this, but I found this out like the other day. A big difference on reasons why the Asian people, they have an accent, right? When they come over to America and they have like that Asian accent, like hello, you know, stuff like that, is because, right, they use a different part of their tongue when they speak. Like for us, we like to use the tip of our tongue, like when we say the, this, that. But they don't do that. They use like the middle kind of part of their tongue, like this, that. So I thought that was kind of cool, but you know.
And it's something they can't help.
Yeah, I mean, it's something you can help, you can learn, but it's like you have to learn like how to, you know, do
Like,
your tongue and all that.
To tell them that part, you think they could even like control the way that comes out there?
I mean, I've tried. I've tried to teach my friends how to say certain things. Like my friend Mario, I tried to teach him how to say banh mi, but he couldn't say it. Shout out to Mario, but yeah.
What is one word that describes the Asian culture?
One word that describes the Asian culture. That's a good one. One word to describe the Asian culture.
Like I have a friend who's Nigerian, and I asked him the same question, and he said a word that describes his culture is proud. Like his culture, they're proud people, and everything that his people do, they do it with a lot of passion to where like the rest of the African continent notices it. So use that as an example. What do you think is one term that describes the Asian culture?
A word that describes the Asian culture. I'd say circle, right? Circle is a broad word. What do I mean by circle? Circle, right? The Asian people, they have like a bubble, I feel like. They have like you're either in the bubble or you're not the bubble, right? You're either in the circle or you're not in the circle. And I feel like it all relates back to culture. You follow the same culture, you know, hey, you're cool, this, that, whatever. But if you don't follow the same pathways, diagrams, stuff like that, then, you know, you kind of put to the side. Maybe become a point in the circle and then like eventually maybe even get cut off from the circle.
Tommy, thank you for this interview.
Of course.